You ever have one of those days that starts out so perfect you almost feel like you're cheating at life? That was me. Tuesday afternoon, sun out, birds making noise in the trees, that kind of rare light that makes even the parking lot in front of your house look halfway magical. I'd just come home from work, suit jacket still on, tie loosened, feeling good, because this was the day my new bed arrived. Not just any bed, mind you, but a king-sized, memory foam, cooling gel. I have finally made it bed. I'd spent years sleeping on a mattress that felt like it was filled with busted bricks, and this thing was more than comfort. It was a symbol. I'd worked for it, paid for it myself, and as a black man with a decent house in a so-called good neighborhood, it felt like I'd finally put my stamp on the American dream. So when that big delivery truck rolled up, loud as hell, no way to miss it, I felt like a little kid waiting for Christmas. Mike and his partner, the delivery guys, were cool, cracking jokes, talking about how we were going to wrestle this beast through my narrow front door. I'm standing there, soaking it all in, picturing the first nap I'm going to take, when suddenly I get that itch on the back of my neck, the kind that says someone's watching you. And sure enough, across the street, arms folded so tight her blood probably stopped moving, stands the HOA queen. Blonde hair like a helmet, pressed pastel suit, eyes locked on me like I'm on trial. We'd nodded at each other before. Never friendly, just the bare minimum to say, I see you, but don't make me see you. So I give her a neighborly wave, because that's what you do. She doesn't wave back. Instead, she comes marching across the street, every step like she's stomping out the idea that anyone who looks like me belongs here. And I'm thinking, here we go, she's about to complain about the noise, maybe the truck parked a little crooked. But instead she stops right at the edge of my driveway, won't even put a toe on my property, and points this bony finger at me like she's picking out her next meal. Out comes, is that a bed for a welfare king? And you know those moments where you feel the whole world pause, like the director just yelled cut? That was it. Mike and his buddy freeze. I freeze. Even the birds shut up. I'm standing there in my own driveway, in a suit I bought, at a house I paid for, and she decides in one look that I'm a scam artist, a criminal, probably worse. I wish I could tell you I had a comeback, something slick and clever. But honestly, I was too stunned to do anything but mumble out, "Excuse me?" And I regret that. But if you've ever been blindsided like that, you know how your brain just stalls. But that's all she needs to step it up, loud enough now that the whole street can hear. Accusing me of stealing someone's credit card, running some kind of operation out of my house, saying people like me don't belong here. And there's this voice in my head, the one every black man in America's got, saying, stay calm. Don't give them a reason. You know how this goes if you lose it. So I breathe, keep my voice even, tell her, this is my house, my bed, my money. But that just sets her off more, screaming about how I'm sneaking in and out all hours, like she's keeping tabs on my life. Mike and his partner, I can see them start to edge the mattress back toward the truck, like maybe if they leave quietly, this'll all blow over. I tell her she's trespassing, politely, believe it or not. And that's when she whips out her phone, puts on the biggest act you've ever seen, voice trembling as she calls 911. She says, help. There's a large, aggressive man. I'm scared for my life. I think he has a weapon. He's wearing a suit. Must be a disguise. And I'm in my own damn driveway, my name on the mailbox, while she's out here inventing felonies. I look at Mike. He mouths, we're witnesses. We got you. But as I hear the sirens getting closer, I know how this usually goes. Minutes later, 2 patrol cars pull up, lights flashing, blocking my driveway, my brand new mattress still half in the truck, like a silent witness to the circus. 4 officers jump out. 2 head straight to her, treating her like the heroine she's been rehearsing to be. 2 come at me, hands hovering right over their belts. Show me your hands, sir. Let's see some ID. I narrate every move, slow and careful, wallet out, license handed over. But their eyes already say I'm the problem. The senior officer, big mustache, looks at my ID, glances at my house, and all I hear is, a lot of people have keys, son. Anyone can have an ID. He asks my side of things, but he's not really listening. Mike tries to back me up. We're just delivering a bed. He's the customer, the homeowner. That lady came over screaming, but the cop barely acknowledges him. The younger officer asks for the receipt. Thank God for email. I pull up the confirmation, matching address and all. She checks my keys, unlocks the door, sees everything matches. For a second, I almost think reason's going to win out. But the senior guy's not having it. He glances at the woman, still crying, then looks back at me, and you can see it in his eyes. It's over. Cuff him, he says. The young officer hesitates, just a beat, but then cold metals on my wrists. They read me my rights right there in front of the neighbors, my own front yard, while the woman's crying for the crowd, but smirking at me like she's won a trophy. Mike looks gutted, the neighbors peeking through blinds like they just dodged a bullet. At the station, it's fingerprinting, mugshot, the whole 9 yards, charged with disturbing the peace and resisting arrest on my own property. I call James, my best friend and a lawyer, and he's got that quiet, furious calm lawyers get when they're about to destroy somebody in court. He calls a defense attorney, tells me not to sign a thing, says, "We're going to fight this." I spend hours in that cell, replaying every detail, wondering what I could have done differently, wondering if it even matters. Finally, I make bail. James picks me up, hugs me so tight it almost hurts. We pull up to the house, bed still there, propped up against the garage, looking like a headstone. Next morning, my phone won't stop buzzing. There's a post on the neighborhood app. She spun this whole thing into a watch out for this suspicious man story, patting herself on the back for her bravery. The comments are a mix of thinly veiled racism and folks pretending they care about safety. I want to respond, but James says, "Don't give them ammunition. Let's win in court." That's when Arthur shows up. Old man, lives 2 doors down, carrying coffee cake. He says, "I know what she's like. She's done this before. 5 years back, she chased a Latino family out with the same tricks. Calls to the HOA, the city, the cops. She targets anyone who doesn't fit." He mentions the security cameras. Maybe they caught something. We pull the footage. My phone had been recording the whole thing anyway. The video's crystal clear, my calm voice, the cops brushing off the evidence, the delivery guys backing me up, her putting on a show. Mr. Chun, the defense lawyer, lights up. This is a slam dunk. James tracks down the Rodriguez family, the ones she drove out. They've got recordings of her doing the same thing. We file lawsuits against her, the city, the department. Suddenly, everything changes. News crews outside my house. The story goes viral. Her post gets roasted. Arthur posts about the Rodriguez family, and other neighbors start sharing their own stories. The HOA board tries to disappear. The DA drops all charges and opens an investigation. The officers can't hide what happened. The woman's lies blow up in her face. The lawsuits drag on, depositions, ugly details, but when we finally get to federal court, the jury sees the truth. They watch my video, listen to Arthur, the Rodriguez family, even the young officer who finally tells what really happened. The verdict's a landslide: wrongful arrest, violation of rights, defamation, emotional distress. She has to sell her house. The officers put on desk duty. The HOA board's kicked out. My name cleared. A year later, I'm in my driveway putting up a new basketball hoop for my godson's birthday. The family who bought her house waves as they drive by. I wave back, and for once it feels like just another day. The scars are still there, but so is the peace. I started a foundation with the settlement money, helping others fight battles like mine. And I learned something. Sometimes you've got to stand your ground, even when all you want is a place to sleep. So tell me, what would you have done? Would you have kept your head down, or stood up? Ever had a neighbor like that, or felt the system stacked against you? Drop your story below, because nobody should have to fight this fight alone. Let's talk about what real justice, real community, ought to look like.